Hello and a very warm welcome to today's session brought to you by Team Testbook Supercoaching. I hope all of you are doing really well. देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से आज की इस ब्रीफ इस क्लास को स्टार्ट करते हैं. आज हम लोग क्विक 15 रैपिड रिविजन क्वेश्चंस को कवर करेंगे एंड सब्सिक्वेंटली बाकी का जो एलिमेंट है वो हम कल कवर करेंगे. गुड इवनिंग हिमांशी, फातिमा, प्राजता, राज, सिमर, विल्फ्रान, आकाश, प्रेरणा, दिव्या. गुड इवनिंग एवरीबॉडी. देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड. फटाफट से लेट्स जस्ट डाइव इनटू लुकिंग एट रैपिड रिविजन डे 4. आज हम लोगों ने काफी सारे क्वेश्चन सुबह की मास्टर क्लास में कवर किए थे. रिमेंबर टू पेंसहर्स्ट व्हिच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर कंट्री हाउस मैनर पोएट्री राइटिंग ट्रेडिशन जो कि स्टार्ट किया जाता है बेन जॉनसन के द्वारा. रॉबर्ट सिडनी के हाउस को, पेंसहर्स्ट को वो एक तरह से डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं. वी हैड आल्सो लुक्ड एट अदर इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस इन टुडेस मास्टर क्लास. सो आई होप आप लोगों ने अच्छी तरीके से, जैसे वुमेन इन लव, रेनबो 1915, वुमेन इन लव, ये टुगेदर द सिस्टर्स का पार्ट होना था. तो वी हैड कवर्ड अ लॉट ऑफ दीज क्वेश्चंस दैट वी हैड लुक्ड एट. सो आई होप आप लोगों ने अच्छी तरीके से सारे नोट्स को कंपाइल कर लिया होगा. मेडल बाय ड्राइडन. So a lot of those questions that we done in today's masterclass. आज हम लोग 120 concepts के part को थोड़ा सा accelerated pace पे आगे बढ़ाएंगे. We are going to be looking at your questions to 120 क्वेश्चंस हम लोग कॉन्सेप्ट्स इस हफ्ते देख रहे हैं. उन्हीं क्वेश्चंस को हम थोड़ा सा कवर करेंगे आज थोड़ा रैपिडली. देयर बी 15 क्विक क्वेश्चंस दैट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग टुडे. सो लेट अस क्विकली गेट स्टार्टेड आपके सेशंस के साथ जल्दी से. ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स आई होप आप अच्छी तरीके से उनके नोट्स बना रहे होंगे. तो हम लोगों ने आज सुबह वाली जो मास्टर क्लास जिसका लीडर बोर्ड भी मैंने टेलीग्राम प्लेटफॉर्म पे डाला हुआ था, आज सुबह वाली master class का leaderboard also I'd share it with all of you, right? Yes, Akash, this week we are having it in the morning. Then next week again we'll of course go back, right? This week we are having it in the morning at 9 a.m. so far, right? So that is what we are able to see. This is of course your day 4 of your rapid revision of 120 concepts questions, 120 concept questions जो हम cover कर रहे हैं. Okay, so let us very quickly dive into looking at these concepts questions. जल्दी से आ जाते हैं. दिस इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 76. अभी तक पूरे क्लास में मंडे से लेके वेंसडे तक हम लोगों ने 75 क्वेश्चंस को कवर कर लिया था. याद है कल हम लोगों ने 75th क्वेश्चन को कवर किया था. यहाँ पर वी आर एक्चुअली प्रोसीडिंग विद दैट इटसेल्फ, राइट? वी आर जस्ट गोइंग ऑन विद दैट इटसेल्फ. जल्दी से बताइए व्हाट बिकम्स द करेक्ट आंसर वी हियर. Britons will never be slaves, felt proud Britons in the 18th century. A great many Britons, though, had no qualms about owning slave and profiting from them. Who among the following British authors self-consciously engaged with the issue of slavery in some of his poems? Which particular poet are we talking about? Which particular writer are we talking about over here? 15 questions को आज हम जल्दी से देखेंगे. Try to please tell us. Okay, great. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's just see whom are we talking about. Hannah More as well as Anna Yersley. Both of them are absolutely the correct answer. So Britons will never be slave. Felt proud Britons in 18th century. A great many Britons again. जो लोग issue of slavery के ऊपर लिख रहे थे, who are those people that we are talking about? Hannah More as well as Anne Yersley. दोनों के दोनों लिख रहे हैं. Hannah More and Yersley, British poets. They're talking about Hannah More again. You know, coming. Part of the Blue Stocking Society that you were able to see. इन्होंने slavery a poem लिखा था which was an abolitionist track altogether. And Anna Yersley जो है इन्होंने a poem on the inhumanity of slave trade लिखा था. A poem on the inhumanity of slave trade. Please अपनी जहाँ पे भी जिस भी बुक को आप फॉलो कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर you can actually put it in 18th century women poetry या women poets के अंदर अपने notes के अंदर please make sure that you are mentioning about both Hannah More as well as Anna Yersley and how they are abolitionist British poets, okay? Abolitionist American writers तो आपके सारे होते हैं, but here we are talking about abolitionist British poetry, okay? So please make a note of that. This is abolitionist British poetry that we are talking about. Please remember that. Good evening, future dreams. चलिए देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन के ऊपर आते हैं. मैच द नॉवेलिस्ट विद देयर वर्क, राइट? आपको लिस्ट 1 एंड लिस्ट 2 रिच लाइक अस हम लोगों ने इसी हफ्ते मास्टर क्लासेस के अंदर कवर किया है. When we are looking at Rich Like Us, we've just covered it this week itself in the master classes. So what becomes the right answer over here? इनमें से कौन सा आपका right answer हो जाता है? What is the right answer that we are able to see over here? I will also try to hide myself so that you can actually see it a little better. Yeah, let me just hide myself completely so you can see the options in a better manner. No worries, Monica, कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. चलिए जल्दी से बताइए. Okay, a lot of you have tried answering the question. A lot of you have tried answering. अनीता देसाई ने क्या करा था? अनीता देसाई ने in custody लिखा है, right? अनीता देसाई ने क्या लिखा है? In custody लिखा है. 1 is 3 सब में except for C, तो ये आप eliminate कर देंगे, right? This will be eliminated by everybody. Nantara Sehgal is writing rich like us, right? Nantara Sehgal, what is Nantara Sehgal writing? Rich like us. B1, B1 कहाँ पर है? B1 सिर्फ B के अंदर आ रहा है. B1 कहाँ पर आ रहा है? B1 सिर्फ 1 के अंदर आ रहा है. तो automatically we've actually got our right answer. Arun Joshi क्या लिख रहे हैं? Arun Joshi is writing the last labyrinth. So when we are looking at Arun Joshi's writing, he's writing last labyrinth. एंड कमला मारखंडिया क्या लिख रहे हैं? नो वेयर मैन. नो वेयर मैन कमला मारखंडिया लिख रहे हैं. सो हियर वी आर एबल टू गेट द राइट आंसर. सो इवन आफ्टर अगर आप 2 क्वेश्चंस को सही कर लेंगे, आप देख पा रहे हैं कि आपका सही ऑप्शन एकदम आपके लिए मार्क हो पा रहा है, राइट? सो प्लीज रिमेंबर अनीता देसाई इज राइटिंग इन कस्टडी. क्लासरूम स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज आप इसको इंक्लूड कर लीजिए, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हम लोग इंडियन राइटर्स को, आज हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया था जब हम लोगों ने इंडियन ड्रामा, मंजुला पद्मनाभन या गुरचरण दास, या फिर स्टार्टिंग में हम लोग देख रहे थे हरिंद्रनाथ चट्टोपाध्याय किस तरह के वर्क्स लिख रहे हैं, टैगोर किस तरह के वर्क्स लिख रहे हैं, श्री अरबिंदो किस तरह के वर्क्स लिख रहे हैं. तो उसी में प्लीज ऐड दिस. गुड इवनिंग रवि. ओके, नैनतारा सहगल क्या लिख रही है? रिच लाइक अस. अरुण जोशी क्या लिख रहे हैं? द लास्ट लैबिरिंथ, राइट? एंड कमला मारखंडिया इज राइटिंग द नोवेयर मैन. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर ऑल 4 ऑफ देम. प्लीज रिमेंबर ऑल 4 ऑफ देम. ठीक है, इसको प्लीज थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखिएगा. In which of the following scenes, in which of the following sentences did Marx and Engels originally use the term ideology in the German ideology, right? तो बताइएगा, जल्दी बताइएगा व्हाट बिकम्स द राइट आंसर ओवर हियर. यहाँ पर आपका क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है? व्हेन दे आर लुकिंग एट इन द जर्मन आइडियोलॉजी, वो किस तरह से आइडियोलॉजी को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं? वो किस तरह से आइडियोलॉजी को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं? हाउ, गुड इवनिंग, हाउ आर दे डिफाइनिंग आइडियोलॉजी? आइडियोलॉजी को वो किस तरह से डिफाइन कर रहे हैं? व्हाट इज द वे इन विच दे आर डिफाइनिंग आइडियोलॉजी? What is the way? Very good, excellent, Ishita. बिल्कुल सही, Ishita, Raj Singh. Everybody has got the right answer. Something that mystifies the actual material conditions of the society, a sort of a false consciousness. Please याद रखिएगा, ideology is considered to be false consciousness. Ideology is considered to be false consciousness. Something that is hiding your actual material conditions. जो आपकी real material conditions हैं, उनको hide किया जा रहा है when you are using ideology. Marxism के अंदर ये आ जाता है, बाकी आपके नहीं है. Okay, so ideology के लिए base और superstructure नहीं बोला जा रहा है, but false consciousness के लिए बोला जा रहा है. So this is what you have to remember, that false consciousness को अच्छी तरीके से वो बताते हैं. Of course base and superstructure की theory दे रहे हैं, dominant discourse के बारे में बता रहे हैं, but they are also telling you about false consciousness. So please remember that. The plot of this Qudsi's novel unravels the narrative of a poor man of color trying to survive in a civil war situation, never taking any sides. Never taking any sides. Qudsi के novels में आपको कभी भी color exactly नहीं बताया जाता है, but फिर भी आप पहचान पाते हैं because of the kind of living conditions in which that character is trying to survive. यहाँ पर what becomes the correct answer? Just give me my nose. So sorry. What becomes the correct answer over here? यहाँ पर आपका क्या सही जवाब है? जल्दी से बताइए. What becomes? Yes, absolutely right. Life and Times of Michael के उल्टा कल ही जब हम लोग sectional cut off foundation batch में कर रहे थे, we were talking about how J.M. Coetzee is a recipient of the Booker Prize twice also, and we were also discussing about Coetzee's writings. So Life and Times of Michael K is absolutely the correct answer. Life and Times of Michael K trying to survive the civil war like situations. ये अपनी mom को लेके जा रहे हैं to her original birthplace, and then the mom of course dies on the way. That is also something that you're able to see. Which of the following lines of T.S. Eliot is used by Anita Desai as an epigraph to her novel Bogmartyr's Bombay? Bogmartyr's Bombay में किस word को, कौन सी line को as a epigraph use किया गया है? in my beginning is my end, या फिर humankind cannot bear, या फिर I have measured, I will show. कौन सा is the correct answer? Rashmi Rawat and Raj Singh have got the right answer. So East Caucus से ये जो lines ली गई हैं, East Caucus से ये जो lines ली गई हैं, in my beginning is my end, in my beginning is my end. So in my beginning is my end is the epigraph of Bob Martyr's Bombay that you're able to see. East Caucus. आज भी जब हम फाउंडेशन बैच डिस्कस कर रहे थे, if you remember Hali by G.V. Desani, that was also getting praised by T.S. Eliot. Murder in the Cathedral was inspiring, you know, the murder. So remember Tiger Claws का जो writer है, who's the writer who's writing Tiger Claws, and who's the person trying to tell you about, you know, the so-called ostensible murder of Mahatma Gandhi, which was inspired by Murder in the Cathedral. हम लोगों ने अभी किया है. I hope you were able to remember that all together as well. So Bob Martyr's Bombay German and Jewish identities जो इंडिया के अंदर हैं उनको अच्छी तरह से represent करता है. The Convergence of the Twain, a poem about the sinking of the Titanic, was authored by which of the following Victorian poets? Which of the following Victorian poets, right? कौन से आप actually not Victorian would not be the correct way to call him, but he's the Victorian writer altogether that we're able to see. Excellent, very good. Murder at the prayer meeting, Naina. Excellent, very good. So proud of you. Yeah, very nice. Naina has given the right answer. Very good, Naina. Right? You owe yourself a cup of coffee when you're here in Delhi NCR. Let me know about it. Okay. Very good, Naina. Murder at the prayer house. और किसने लिखा है Murder in the prayer house? Prayer meeting. Who's written Murder in the prayer meeting? Thomas Hardy is absolutely the correct answer. Thomas Hardy is writing. So the convergence of twain that we're able to see, which is about the sinking of the Titanic. ये किसने लिखा है? This is a work that is coming. This is a work that is coming from the pen of Thomas Hardy. Tests को हम लोगों ने देखा है इस particular week altogether. 11 stanzas के अंदर है. A rhyme scheme है. Right, and it's trying to tell you about the hubris of mankind, that see, you know, you cannot really contest with nature at all. That is what you're able to see. Very good, Wilfran. Good choice. Good. All right, moving on to the next question that we are having. Let's see how many of you are able to get the right answer over here. Which of the following Victorian poets praises God for having created dapple things in this world? God to have created dapple things in this world. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? कौन प्रेस कर रहा है गॉड की मैजेस्टी को? गॉड की मैजेस्टी को हिमांशी गुरचरण दास नहीं लिख रहे हैं बच्चे, ठीक है? गुरचरण दास नहीं लिख रहे हैं. गुरचरण दास and लाखनदेव ये historical works लिख रहे हैं. गुरचरण दास, remember, he was also heading Procter and Gamble PNG in India. That is what you were able to see. Absolutely right. Gerard Manley Hopkins is the correct answer. Which of the following Victorian poets praises God? So this is God praises God for having created dapple things in this world. It is Hopkins' Pied Beauty. It's Hopkins' Pied Beauty. Pied Beauty. ये curtailed sonnet है, curtailed sonnet है, 10.5 line sonnet जिसको बोला जाता है. It was written and this is a kind of a praise of God, marvels of God that have been created, the kind of majestic power that God has to create. That is what you are actually able to see. ठीक है? So opening lines में ही Hopkins क्या कह रहे हैं? Hopkins is paying a homage to God for having created dapple things in the world, right? For having created dapple things in the world altogether. That is what you are able to see. Okay, so dapple things जो create हो रहे हैं, that is how Pied Beauty is actually coming in. Good evening, Devashish. Elegy written in a country churchyard by Thomas Gray employs which of the following philosophers' works? It is employing which of the following philosophers' works? It's employing which of the following philosophers' works? कौन से philosopher की work को ये employ कर रहा है? एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट फिलोसोफर हैं, यस 10.5 lines, Monica, very good. Which writer are we talking about? Very important writer over here. This is अभी तक किसी का सही नहीं आया है जवाब. इसी आप खुद सोचिए नीट से कैसे हो सकता है. We got everything except the right answer. You got everything except the right answer, huh? Very good. Sujita has given the right answer. Sujita has given the right answer. Lockean theory, ठीक है? Lockean theory. Locke who's trying to tell you an essay concerning human understanding, जो tabula rasa के बारे में बोलते हैं, right? He's trying to tell you about it. So, when we're looking at, elegy written in a country churchyard, what are you able to see? कि Lockean idea को एक तरह से employ किया जाता है. Locke का जो end of the poem is actually connected to Locke's an essay concerning human understanding, where he's trying to literally tell you a lot of these details and aspects altogether. ठीक है, तो ये please इसको याद रखिएगा. John Locke is actually somebody who's inspiring. Okay, so ये please ध्यान में रखिएगा. Okay, I will hide myself so that you can actually see this entire question a little better. जल्दी से question को देखिए और बताइए यहाँ पर what becomes the right answer. Years before Winston Smith, the protagonist of George Orwell's dystopia 1984, got an evidence of the party's dishonesty, what is it? What is it? What is it that you are able to see? कैसे उनको पता चलता है? Winston Smith जो 1984 का central character है, उसे कैसे पता चलता है? उसे कैसे पता चलता है? About the dishonesty of the state, the country while it was committed. तो जब वो आउटसाइड थे तब क्राइम कमिट हुआ है, एंड दैट इज हाउ यू आर एबल टू सी दैट विंस्टन स्मिथ इज एक्चुअली एबल टू गेट एन एविडेंस ऑफ पार्टीज डिसऑनेस्टी. ठीक है, तो विंस्टन स्मिथ को कैसे पता चलता है दैट व्हाइल ही वाज अवे एंड द क्राइम वाज बीइंग कमिटेड, दैट इज व्हेन he is able to actually understand. So again the totalitarian regime is being shown. Very simple question. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer over here. A very simple question that is coming your way. फटाफट से बताइए what becomes the right answer over here. The Indian Queen is a heroic tragedy or a long poem or an autobiography or a fictional account. What Raj Singh is right. Raj Singh is absolutely right. So when we are talking about the Indian Queen, it's a heroic tragedy in rhymed couplets written by John Dryden. KKN Daruwala से associated नहीं है, महारानी गायत्री देवी से associated नहीं है. So Indian Queen, look at the option महारानी गायत्री देवी. Dryden का heroic tragedy है in rhymed couplet. Okay, and please remember it was written in collaboration with his brother-in-law Sir Robert Howard. So Robert Howard के collaboration में he had written it. So Robert Howard के collaboration में he had written it. In J.M. Coetzee's Disgrace, David Lurie is working on an opera on the life of one of the romantic poets. Who are the poets that we are talking about? J.M. Coetzee's Disgrace, David Lurie is working on the opera on the life of one of the romantic poets. Who's this poet that we are talking about? ये आपको कल बताया भी था, कल जब हम लोग African writings कर रहे थे, and कल या परसों जब हम लोग J.M. Coetzee को देख रहे थे. Yes, see, Byron is the right answer. Very good. A lot of you have got it right. Byron is absolutely the right answer over here. So David Lurie is working on the opera on the life of Lord Byron. Okay, he's of course a recipient of the Nobel Prize. Remember, Bolshoinka, Godimer, as well as J.M. Coetzee, they're getting the Nobel Prize as well. तो ये आप याद रखिएगा. Which of the following landscapes of England figures prominently in the poetry of Ted Hughes? Ted Hughes की poetry में कौन सा landscape England का आप देख पाते हैं? So which landscape are we able to see? Which landscape are we able to see? टेड ह्यूक्स के कौन से वर्क्स के अंदर विच लैंडस्केप आर वी एबल टू विश्वजीत सोनाली इफ दिस इज फॉर दिस आंसर दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट यॉर्कशायर मोर्स इज द करेक्ट आंसर Yorkshire Moors is absolutely the right answer. Yorkshire Moors is the correct answer. Yorkshire Moors is prominently figuring all together. Remember, he succeeded John Betjeman. All right, he succeeded John Betjeman as the poet laureate, and his poetry is about violent forces of nature. That is what you're actually able to see. Okay, all right. The title of Chagala's autobiography. What is MC Chagala's autobiography called? What is MC Chagala's autobiography called? MC Chagala. The title of MC Chagala's autobiography is what? What is it called? What is it called? What is it called? Yes. What is it called? What is it called? नहीं, सब लोगों ने सही दे दिया है एक्सेप्ट ए आ गया है, डी आ गया है, वो नहीं है. ठीक है, ए देखा है, लाइक यू सीन द जज कमिंग इन. ओके, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट ट्रू अबाउट एल्बर्ट कमूज नॉवल द प्लेग? इनमें से कौन सा एल्बर्ट कमू के नॉवल के बारे में इट इज नॉट ट्रू? सो द प्लेग विच इज रिटन बाय एल्बर्ट कमू राइटिंग द स्ट्रेंजर द आउटसाइडर, इनमें से कौन सा ट्रू नहीं है? इनमें से कौन सा ट्रू नहीं है? इनमें से कौन सा ट्रू नहीं है? विच इज नॉट ट्रू, which is not true. The novel which is coming again, you know, very important work that is coming in. Very good. Wilfran, Avtara, everybody is right. Dr. Rex describes the phenomenon of dying rats using metaphors of disease and bubonic plague. This is true. Penelux interprets the plague in the first sermon as a sign of apocalypse. That is not true. Michelle is the first victim of the plague. Tarot thinks that plague symbolizes human indifference. So पेनेलॉक्स डज नॉट इंटरप्रेट, ये इनकरेक्ट है. सो प्लेग आपके एल्बर्ट कमू का वर्क है. प्लीज फ्रेंच राइटिंग्स के अंदर एड द नोट्स ऑल टुगेदर. आपके नोट्स कवर होने चाहिए ऑन एल्बर्ट कमू. John Lydgate begins his Siege of Thebes with the prologue of 176 lines in which he imagines himself joining Chaucer's Pilgrims in Canterbury, where he speaks with the host and agrees to tell the first tale on homeward journey. The story that Lydgate tells as his pilgrims depart from Canterbury is meant to be the companion piece too. It is meant to be the companion piece too. It is meant to be the companion piece too. So again, यहाँ पर जल्दी से बताइएगा what becomes the right answer. Lydgate is telling you about the pilgrims departing from Canterbury. It is meant to be a companion to the Knight's Tale. Absolutely right. The Knight's Tale. ठीक है? So here, what are we able to see? John Lydgate is providing the companion to the Knight's Tale. Siege of Thebes is a companion to Knight's Tale. The story that Lydgate is telling the pilgrims after they depart is supposed to be the companion to Knight's Tale, Siege of Thebes, almost over 4,000 lines that you're able to see altogether. Okay, so please remember. Stephen Krashen's theory of second language acquisition consists of 6 main hypotheses. Which of the following is not one of them? Second language acquisition जो आपका होता है, that means native language नहीं है, it's the second language acquisition that we are talking about. इसके अंदर 6 hypotheses आते हैं. Acquisition learning hypothesis एक होता है, राइट? एक्विजिशन लर्निंग हाइपोथेसिस होता है, मॉनिटर हाइपोथेसिस होता है, नेचुरल ऑर्डर हाइपोथेसिस आता है, इनपुट हाइपोथेसिस आता है. एक नहीं आता है अफेक्टिव फिल्टर, रीडिंग हाइपोथेसिस. मैं अभी आपको ये सारा दिखाने भी वाली हूँ, बट एक नहीं आ रहा है. सुजीत हैज गॉट इट राइट. सुजीत हैज गॉट इट राइट. रश्मि हैज आल्सो गॉट इट राइट. देखो, इनपुट हाइपोथेसिस है. सो स्टीवन क्रैशन थ्योरी, सेकेंड लैंग्वेज एक्विजिशन. सेकेंड लैंग्वेज L1 मेरी मदर टंग है, L2 मेरा सेकेंड लैंग्वेज जो मैंने अक्वायर करना है. जैसे अगर सिंधी, मारवाड़ी, गुजराती, कन्नड़ा मेरा L1 है और इंग्लिश मेरा L2 है, तो उसको अक्वायर करने के लिए आई एम एक्चुअली गोइंग टू यूज द 6 मेन हाइपोथेसिस, जिसमें से एक नहीं है. वो एक कौन सा नहीं है? वो एक कौन सा नहीं है? एक कौन सा नहीं है? इनपुट हाइपोथेसिस है, अफेक्टिव फिल्टर हाइपोथेसिस है, मॉनिटर हाइपोथेसिस है, बट राइटिंग हाइपोथेसिस नहीं है. ठीक है, राइटिंग हाइपोथेसिस इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. सेकंड लैंग्वेज को अगर मैं लिख के भी लूंगी उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. बोलना और सुनना, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, so please keep that in mind over here. So writing hypothesis is not there. So Stephen Krashen की जो थ्योरी है उसमें सेकेंड लैंग्वेज एक्विजिशन जो होता है उसमें 6 मेन हाइपोथेसिस हैं. कौन कौन से हैं? एक्विजिशन लर्निंग हाइपोथेसिस, आप उसको कैसे अक्वायर करोगे, कैसे मॉनिटर करोगे, राइट? नेचुरल ऑर्डर हाइपोथेसिस आपका आ जाता है, इनपुट हाइपोथेसिस आ जाता है, अफेक्टिव फिल्टर हाइपोथेसिस आ जाता है और रीडिंग हाइपोथेसिस आ जाता है. तो ये सारे के सारे आपके हाइपोथेसिस आ रहे हैं. प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट. Among Derek Walcott's plays, which one is an exploration of colonial relationships through the Robinson Crusoe story? Through the Robinson Crusoe story. Through the Robinson Crusoe story. So इसमें क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है? What becomes the correct answer over here? What becomes the correct answer over here? जल्दी से बताइए. Pantomime, absolutely right. Pantomime, absolutely correct. Pantomime is the correct answer that you're able to see. Others are also important works. So pantomime is the play जो रॉबिन्सन क्रूसो की myth को rework कर रहा है. Derek Walcott, Meros, Nobel Prize winning writer again that you're able to see. Okay, Saint Lucian poet, Caribbean writers के अंदर ये important हो जाता है, right? So when we are looking at Caribbean literature, then of course Walcott plays a very important role, and he also received the Nobel Prize that you were able to see. Anti-foundationalism holds that. What does anti-foundationalism holds? Anti-foundationalism क्या hold कर रहा है? What is anti-foundationalism holding? What is, yeah, Vilfran, I know. Audio, I could see. Sujita and there was another one. Please refresh it. You'll be able to see it properly. Anti-foundational क्या hold करता है? क्या hold कर रहा है anti-foundationalism? Well, Fran has got it right, absolutely right, that every theory possesses different questions, and therefore what counts as facts and truth differs in every case. What counts as facts and truth differs in every case. Fact and truth alag hoga, anti-foundationalism. That is the theory that you are able to see कि fact और truth अलग-अलग ही होंगे. Fact and truth अलग-अलग ही होंगे. This tries to destabilize, anti-establishment हो जाता है. Okay. Pinter's birthday party, Stanley is terrorized by two visitors to a seaside boarding house. Identify the two visitors. कौन से दो visitors हैं that we are able to see? Who are the two visitors that we are able to look at? जिससे Stanley एकदम से ही terrorize हो जाता है. Who are these two important visitors that we are able to see? Who are these two visitors? Rashmi has got the right answer. Rashmi is absolutely correct. Rashmi has already got the right answer over here. Very good, Rashmi. That is the correct answer. So Goldberg and McCann, both are correct answer. So Stanley is terrorized by Goldberg and McCann. They are the visitors who are coming in, right? A birthday party as it is important hai. And Michelle Billington, Pinter का जो biographer है, he said this is a cry for protest. This play was a cry for protest. हम लोगों ने याद है बाकी भी करे थे केयर टेकर रूम दीज आर द अर्ली वर्क्स याद है अभी हम लोगों ने क्वेश्चंस भी किए थे इसी हफ्ते कौन से अर्ली वर्क्स है पिंटर के वी हैड टॉक्ड अबाउट द रूम एंड केयर टेकर these are the early works. I hope you are able to make connections and you are able to revise it as well. Okay, very good, Virfan. Nice. Match the phrase to the ode. You have to match the phrase to the ode that is there. You have to match the phrase to the ode that is given. Please match the phrase to the ode that is given. Kindly match the phrase to the ode that you are able to see. The ode that is coming, please match the phrase with the ode that is there. Kindly match the phrase with the ode that is there. काफी फेमस सेंटेंसेस हैं जैसे गैदरिंग स्वॉलोज आपका कहाँ पर आ रहा है व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर नहीं अभी तक सही नहीं आया है दैट इज नॉट द करेक्ट आंसर इनमें से कौन सा सही हो जाता है लेट्स जस्ट क्विकली लुक एट इट No, that's not true. Very good. Wilfran is on fire today. Excellent. That is the correct answer. Let's just decode it one by one. Beach and green, ode to nightingale आ रहा है. Right, beach and green, ode to nightingale में you are able to see beach and green. Ode to nightingale में you are able to see beach and green. So A being 3 is there, right? ये दोनों आप eliminate कर देंगे. You will be able to eliminate these two altogether. Gathering swallows कहाँ पर आ रहा है? To autumn में. Gathering swallows कहाँ पर आ रहा है? It is coming in to autumn. So B is coming in fourth category. B कहाँ पर आ रहा है? B is coming in the fourth category, which is here. So therefore, this will be eliminated. This becomes the correct answer. Your globined pony. So when we are talking about, the globed peonies, ये ode on melancholy. याद है सुबह हम लोगों ने जो क्वेश्चन किया था which is the common type of out of the four humors the disbalance what is most common in Jacobian plays melancholia ये सुबह ही हम लोगों ने करा था right ये सुबह ही we had looked at it all together that is what we had seen and your green altar is coming in ode on Grecian urn ठीक है so ये please इसको एक बार note कर लीजिए beach and green appears in ode to the nightingale gathering swallows occurs in to autumn the globed peonies occurs in ode to melancholy and green altar comes in ode on the Grecian urn ये कीट्स के notes बना लीजिएगा एक ही बहुत ही important है the most productive year पे भी question आते हैं जिसमें maximum odes आ रही हैं so that is something that you will have to remember okay so please keep that in mind please remember that overall all right okay moving on I think this was not clear let's just go on to the next complete happiness is elusive, and that while you are making the choice of life, you neglect to live it. That when you're trying to actually make the choice of life, you are actually neglecting it. You're technically neglecting it. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer? It's a beautiful work altogether. This is a beautiful work altogether that we're able to see कि क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है यहाँ पर. Very close, very close. Raj Singh has got it. Full title is, of course, The History of Rascalis, Prince of Abyssinia. That is the full title that you are able to see. Okay. All right. So let's move on. And moving on to the next question that we've actually just done today only in the foundation batch class as well. हम लोगों ने foundation batch की class के अंदर इसको अभी अभी करा ही था. Right. Dash is a subject of Asif Karimboy's play Inqilab. Inqilab. कौन सा सही जवाब है? Very good. Absolutely right. Naxalite movement. Naxalite movement, Asif Karimboy, Dole Drummers. हम लोगों ने और भी works देखे थे. Goa, liberation and radicalism in Goa के बारे में deal करता है. So, Inqilab, the three-act play, it is dealing with an Naxalite condition in West Bengal altogether. Realism के through ये सारी चीजें डिपिक्ट की जाती हैं. ओके, वाई रियलिज्म, यू आर एबल टू सी दैट these things are being depicted. This is the last question that we are having for today, and then we'll of course continue tomorrow. Like I told you, आज थोड़ा सा basic class होने वाला है. So this is the last question that we will be looking at today. जल्दी से बताइए what becomes the correct answer over here. Let's quickly see. Oh, 1 second. I think OBS was disconnected. Right, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. So Tom's two-parts play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Being meta-theatrical lays bare the constructedness of theatrical performance. In referring to Hamlet's end and the Elizabethan stage conditions lacking curtains or one characters, Stupart's play says, no one gets up after death. There is no applause. There's only silence and some second-hand clothes, and that's death. What does this statement, so Guildenstern, absolutely right. Guildenstern, that's true. Two very minor characters, okay? Two very minor character. Who is making this statement? Who's making the statement? Guildenstern is making the statement. Right? Guildenstern is making this statement. No one gets up after death. There is no applause. There's only silence, second-hand clothes, and that's death. ठीक है, ये गिल्डस्टर्न ये क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. गिल्डस्टर्न इज द वन. टॉम स्टूपार्ट ऑफ कोर्स इज अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट राइटर जस्ट लाइक हैरोल्ड पिंटर. सो दीज ऑफ कोर्स आर इंपॉर्टेंट. मैंने जैसा बोला था आज थोड़ा ब्रीफ क्लास रहने वाला है. वी स्टार्ट विद 75th क्वेश्चन एंड वी कंप्लीटेड 100 से 25 मोर कॉन्सेप्ट्स एडेड. 2 माइनस कर दीजिएगा, लेकिन सुबह मास्टर क्लास में मैंने आपको 15 से ज्यादा ही कॉन्सेप्ट्स करवा दिए थे. इस हफ्ते लाइक आई सेड योर मास्टर क्लासेस आर गोइंग टू बी एट 9 o'clock till Sunday, so please bear with me. Monday onwards, you will be having the master classes, that will be conducted at the same time at 10 o'clock altogether. Okay. And बीच में next week आपका एक या दो दिन का छुट्टी भी होगा, and I'll let you people know about that schedule. Fine. Thanks so much, Fatima, Zamar, Monica. Thank you so much. Please do review all the concepts altogether. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Wilfran. Vijay. Please log in tomorrow sharp at 9 o'clock in the morning. And in case if there are any other doubts, please feel free to ping me and let me know about it. Okay. Thanks, Neha. Thanks, Rashmi. Thanks, Rani, Debashish. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Shabnam. Thanks, Future Dreams. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. I'll catch up with all of you tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves. I will see you all tomorrow. Fine. Thank you. Good night.